tossed.
Guy Fieri.
Toss your salad has been tossed.
Tossing the salad.
Gross.
Tossing the salads. We're up. We're live.
Hi.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hi.
We're going to go in just
Hello.
a hot second here as we tell everyone that we're live.
We're live. We're alive.
I mean, after this weekend, yes, I am alive.
I know. Somehow you live.
How gone was I?
I felt you were worse at the Christmas party.
Okay.
You weren't that bad this time, but I also left immediately after the game was over.
Yes.
So I didn't see what the aftermath was.
Oh, you didn't see me just eating salad with the tongs.
No.
Okay.
But that checks out.
Also, I was having fun calling croutons croutons.
Crouton.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
They were croutons.
Yeah, no. I didn't see a whole lot of you that whole party because we were kind of relegated to the
unfortunately.
Freaking,
The string.
the dungeon.
The dungeon. Dun dun dun.
Mark's phone really was our pinch hitter that night. Ended up coming in handy. T-Mobile. Who knew?
I mean, they're giving him free tacos now.
T-Mobile to the rescue.
They're giving him free tacos and free
And
Lyft
free
rides.
Lyft rides. Only on Tuesday.
Only on Tuesday.
And it already passed, so if you did it, you had to have already done it.
Yesterday.
Yeah, like you had to have done it last night.
Yeah. Well, apparently the tacos is all year. But it's only like 50 tacos.
And yeah, he was saying like it's a one per week.
It's only on Tuesdays, and it's only one.
Yeah.
But you have to show that you're...
You have to show that you have T-Mobile stuff.
Yeah, alright.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, we'll talk about Super Bowl commercials in a bit here.
I'm sure we will. Hello! Look at those levels. Those are good levels. Welcome!
Why is it so high?
Because we are high. No, we're not high.
Or not high.
We're high on life, though. It's the Media Vote Podcast.
Okay, you can stop yelling.
I'm not yelling.
For some reason, it looks like you're yelling.
I'm doing podcast voice.
Okay, podcast voice.
Anyways, welcome to the Media Vote Podcast. This is a podcast about the media, in case you were wondering. Movies, television, music, and video games, sometimes in that order, but not always,
I think that was
is
in
what
this
we
order.
bring you. News about all of those things and more.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt. The Super Bowl was on Sunday, and I
Was.
took a whole day to recover.
Yeah, he needed it.
By recover, I mean just like play Kingdom Hearts nonstop and
That's
beating it. So I'll be
also
talking
true.
about both of those things later.
Well, good, because today, by the way, is Wednesday, February 6th. This is episode 161.
We passed it.
We passed it. 160 was last week, believe it or not.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get rolling right into it. We always start the podcast with movies, and we always start movies with a weekend box office numbers.
So it was the Super Bowl this past Sunday, which means we're gonna have some really low numbers.
Low numbers and a lot of returns from last week. There were no major releases that made a dent this week,
Well, there was one major release.
but it didn't make a dent, which
No.
is why I mentioned that.
Yes.
Glass is your number one movie again this week with $9.5 million, adding to its $88 million total.
That thing may or may not actually hit 100.
Yeah, but you know what the upside is? The upside is your number
Oh.
two movie. That's not an upside. With $8.6 million, that thing has made $75 million so far. Miss Bala recovered this week with a top 5 entry in at number 3.
Yeah, that's
with
a...
$6.8 million.
I don't know why you say recurring. That was your only new release
Oh,
this
that's
week.
right. That was the new release. I thought it was last week, but it was low. But okay.
No, that
You're
was your
right.
only new release this week.
That's the Gina Rodriguez vehicle.
Yes, Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
Then working for the FBI, double informant. How'd I get into this life?
That's a good question, Gina. I can't answer it.
Yeah.
Number 4, Aquaman. Another $4.8 million. That thing's $323 million domestically.
That's
They
surprising.
made a lot of money.
Like we said,
They'll make another one of those.
It hit $1 billion, so yeah, I think they'll make another one.
There'll be another of Aquaman. Easily. And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. A well-deserved hanging on to number 5. $4.5 million to add to its $175 million takeaway.
So that
Wow.
thing's been out for 2 months now, and
Yeah.
it's been in the top 5 ever since its release.
Like, it's still in theaters, and that's why. It's because it hasn't dropped off yet.
But then again, so has Aquaman. So are we really comparing?
This is
here?
going to be one of those... Yeah, it's true. But this is going to be one of those where it's like when the digital release comes out, it's like some people will still be able to go see it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And by the way, cannot wait till that Blu-ray comes out. That is an insta-buy.
Yeah. Speaking of Blu-rays that are coming out, the Bohemian Rhapsody Blu-ray is being released soon. And some of that is also in theater somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. But that's for different reasons.
Yes.
That's for award season reasons.
Yeah, it is.
All right, that's your box office numbers. What's coming out this weekend, you may be asking?
What have we got to look forward to this weekend? Are we having actual releases?
We do. Actual releases are here,
Yes.
including things that I want to see real bad.
Okay, what are we going to see?
First up, Cold Pursuit. What is Cold Pursuit?
This is Liam Neeson taken in the snow.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's Revenge. Revenge, Liam Neeson in the snow. But it's not the gray.
Okay. This is controversial, considering some things that Liam Neeson said this week.
Yes. And then he
so-
backtracked on. But yes, he said some stuff on press tours.
Yeah, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is not your number one movie next week.
Considering that the ads only started showing for this the past month.
And I had to ask you what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, probably not. But what will probably be your number one movie, unless something else on this list takes it, The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
It's finally here.
It's finally here, and I'm so excited.
It comes out on Thursday night. Do you want to go see it tomorrow?
Oh my god.
8 o'clock with a bunch of kids?
Tomorrow night. Well, I don't know. We saw Lego Batman premiere night, and that wasn't too crowded.
Yeah.
Because it's Thursday.
Because
So
it's Thursdays.
I don't know. Maybe. All
All
right.
right.
Where are you going? Well, we can talk about
We'll
this
talk about that
off the
after the podcast.
We don't want people to stalk us, even though nobody listens to this podcast.
No, we got listeners.
I guess we do. All right.
We had that spike.
Well, that's true. We'll talk about it after the podcast. But anyways, okay, so we might see like a movie 2 tomorrow.
Yay!
The Prodigy.
This is
Sorry,
your
The Prodigy.
This is your horror film.
This is your horror film.
Think Damien Omen, something's wrong with my kid. He may or may not be possessed. Probably is.
But he's a prodigy.
Well, see, he's super smart, but also like super evil
And super possessed.
and super possessed, most likely.
Yeah, probably. And lastly, the other movie that might be number one this week, depending on who goes out and see movies. What Men Want.
Nope.
Or gender-swapped version of What Women Want.
Yes, starring Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry, Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji P. Henson. Not
Tiffany Haddish is in the
She's-
Lego Movie Part 2.
Yeah, not to be confused.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see this being pretty popular. I mean, it's a worn idea, but reversed.
While I can see it being popular, family movie will win out.
I mean, maybe, but we said that before and been horribly wrong. So
Well, yeah, it's because we didn't realize how popular Deadpool was going to be.
that's true. We
Deadpool.
whiffed that one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I definitely will see one of those movies. So those are your new movies this weekend. So go see them.
Yep, I'm putting Lego at the top here.
You're probably right.
Just because I know I'm looking forward to it. I loved the first one.
Yeah, me too.
I watched the Lego sub-cities that have come out since.
Yeah, you even watched the Ninjago one that
Yeah,
nobody
I
saw.
did.
So yeah, you've got this
I have a Lego bug in me.
whole series. You have a Lego bug in you?
Actually, yeah, when I was
Is it
really
pointy? Does it
little,
hurt?
I kind of snorted a Lego.
Yeah,
It's
you
been
ate it?
stuck up there ever since.
Yeah, it's like lodged into your brain like the crayon in Homer.
It is.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
I'm glad you got that reference.
I got that reference. All right, moving on to movie news. Our first bit of news is the talk of the Hollywood town this week, which of course was Batman.
Or rather, a lack of a Batman.
So yeah, Warner Brothers is marking June 25th, 2021 for their next iteration of the proper Batman series, with Matt Reeves attached to write and direct. What are your favorites?
Yes, I like the...
You like Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Matt Reeves.
Just that became very low key.
I'm trying to make sure I don't mess him up because I'm pretty sure he did the Kingsman stuff.
No, that's
But
Matthew Vaughn.
That's Matthew Vaughn.
Matt Reeves.
Yes, but
He's done other stuff.
yes.
All right. Well, anyways, Ben Affleck is not Batman this time around, as he has been removed from the role. Instead,
That's on his part. I'd like to
Yeah.
clear up some stuff that people
right,
have been saying.
exactly.
So Ben Affleck was not fired from this project.
No, he was not fired. No.
No, he did not resign from this project. This project was created as a sort of, I want to say prequel, but not really, because it's based off Batman Year One.
Okay.
Which is like Batman origin story. And so having old Ben Affleck, who's already played Batman twice,
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to have him be it.
That makes sense. So yes, this will not have a Ben Affleck Batman, and yes, as you said, we'll focus on younger Bruce Wayne. So Reeves is taking over the project, which was originally started by Affleck and DC's Jeff Johns, with a completed script sent to Warner Brothers. Search is now on to find a young Batman.
And
Young Batman?
And here's we get to play our favorite game, Cast That Batman.
Michael B. Jordan.
I know you were going to say that. You always say that.
It is time for Michael B. Jordan Batman.
Michael B. Jordan Batman?
That'd be so good.
Well,
Can you believe it?
So
So
the reason
good.
this is interesting is because in the TV series Gotham, because they're in the final season, they're actually going to have Batman, like the kid who they casted as Bruce Wayne,
Finally become Batman?
finally become Batman in this season.
The show's been on how long now, and he's still not Batman?
6 seasons,
Jesus.
I think.
He's
But-
gonna be Batman now.
But yeah, I mean, why don't we cast him as Batman then?
I don't even know who Batman is in that show, so no. I'm gonna go with no. And second, well, what's your idea? Who's a good Batman?
For me, Timothée Chalamet. He's kind of a
Too young,
He is
right?
he seems young, but
yeah, you're right. He's not.
but
as
he
young.
is.
He's like
not
in his
that-
20s.
Yeah, but he's
He
not
just looks
that
like
young.
he's 14.
Right, but he's also like a critical darling.
They do like him.
The Academy loves him. He's been up for
Yeah.
Academy Awards twice already.
It's true.
So he is a growing name.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And he is young enough to play it for several years. He's also pretty naive enough, I think, to accept that role to play it for several years.
Okay.
Like Jennifer Lawrence was, who accepted Mystique and now regrets that.
I don't know. I feel like she's a weird case, though, because she could do both the blockbuster stuff and the critical darling stuff at the same time, and it didn't affect her career negatively.
No, it didn't affect her
Like she was able to
negatively.
do both at the same time. I could see him doing that kind of move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's probably other options out there too, but we can move on.
The other one I have is Nicholas Holt, who
I don't even know who that is.
he dated Jennifer Lawrence.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of Jennifer Lawrence.
That was a segue.
Yes, weird segue. But he was also played Beast in the recent X-Men films.
Oh, like the Beast.
Yes. So he's been in makeup, and like even though he was seen pretty prominently in X-Men First Class, he's been in makeup and been like kind of like behind
That's
the scenes
true. You
stuff.
can't really tell who he is.
Right. So I think this could be a good breakout role for him as
Maybe.
well.
I mean, yeah, I hadn't heard of him, so yeah, that might be the case. Let's move on. It's time to talk about awards, but a different kind of awards. Awards for animation.
Yes, these are the Annie Awards.
The Annie Awards, which are
For-
kind of like the Oscars for animation. They're like the biggest animation prize.
Yep. These are usually good indicators for your Oscar pools of what's going to win.
True story.
About 70% of the time, they go on to win.
Yeah, and this is both movies and TV,
Mhm.
so we'll talk about both here. But yeah, the big winners. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse rightfully won big 7 different awards, including Best Directing, Writing, and Best Animated Feature.
Do note that this is the first time in 16 years, in 8 or 9 years,
Okay,
that Pixar or Disney has not
Yeah.
won this award.
that's crazy. In fact, it beat out Pixar's Incredibles 2, which had 11 nominations, but only won 2. Well, Ralph Breaks the Internet, the Disney entry, had 10 nominations and won once. In the short subject category, Weekends won, which is your Best Animated Short nominee, one of your nominees for the Academy Awards.
Yes.
And meanwhile on TV, BoJack Horseman and Disney's Mickey Mouse, which I'm guessing is the shorts that they've commissioned. Because you don't specify here.
I think it's the Mickey Mouse show.
Again, are those the shorts they commissioned?
I don't
I'm
believe
trying to
so.
distinguish it from the kids
From
stuff,
the
the
Mickey
Disney
Mouse
Junior
Club?
stuff, because this is what I think that is it's the shorts
Yeah,
that they've done.
I think it
I
is
don't
the
believe
shorts.
that they've spun that off into a 30-minute show yet.
No, I don't think you're right.
Oh, Chrissy says the guy you're talking about was on Skins.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Hey, so that's an NPV vibe right there. If you want
Yeah.
to go that route,
And
he has a following.
Yeah, if people know who he is. Anyways. But yeah, that's pretty good winners. And yeah, you're right. That bodes well for the Oscar fights there. I think Spider-Verse is your animated feature. And
Most
yeah,
likely.
now Weekends is probably... this helps my predictions.
Well, I always say that because this means that Weekend is going up against Phil Bow.
Shoot. That's right. I Bow is my pick.
Yes.
Oh, that's tough.
So
That's
now
a
there's
tight
your
race.
toss-up. If you're trying to narrow it down for your animated shorts,
Yeah.
it's between those two.
Woof. Okay. Well, that does not... I take that back. It does not help my predictions. So thanks
If
a lot.
anything, it made
You
it
just
more
made things
complicated.
harder, actually. So thank you. All right, that's it for movie news. Did you see any movies this week? Any new movies, I should say.
Any new movies?
Yeah, any new movies, or is that for next week? We'll talk about new movies next week.
No. Instead, I spent my weekend glued in front of a TV hosting
Yes.
80 people at my house.
Yes, we all did. Wait, no, just you. We'll get to that in television. Oh, sorry, she says not the MTV one. The original British version of Skins.
Oh,
Which is why we don't know who he is.
but I know by name because he dated Jennifer Lawrence.
I mean, yes. she says the good one.
The good one. I've heard of that too.
Anyway,
Referring to Skins, that is the good one.
thanks for keeping us straight about our facts here. All right, let's move on to television then, because we have a lot to talk about, especially in the realm of sports. More like one thing to talk about in the realm of sports, because it was the biggest sports event of the year.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl happened.
The big game.
The big game. We're not licensed to
Yeah.
specify what it is, so we have to say the big game.
The big event.
But we'll talk about that in a brief hot second because I have a whole thing about it. So what's the
Yeah.
other thing I have down there?
Other sports, NASCAR is starting in 2 weeks.
Oh yes,
I didn't
Daytona.
realize that it ended.
Daytona starts in 2 weeks.
Did it end when we were talking about Rovals?
About like a
that
couple
time.
months after that.
Are they going to bring back the Roval?
Yes, they actually are.
I'm so excited for the Roval.
The role is coming
I
back.
want more Roval action.
Yes, Ty is starting a NASCAR podcast.
Is he?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Where he will have Kristen on and to try to decide who her driver is.
Uh-huh.
Because everyone she likes has been gone.
That's fair.
But yeah, golf tournaments happen every weekend now.
Yeah, I guess.
MLB's starting
Pitchers and catchers.
pitchers and catchers
Reporting.
report
For
in
training.
2 weeks.
Cool.
NBA next week is the NBA All-Star Game. So look for 150 scoring points because no one plays defense.
That's true.
And then, yeah, NASCAR is in 2 weeks with Daytona. They're currently doing a bunch of... I think they're going to do a 24-hour Rolex run where they race for 24 hours
Okay.
at Daytona. This weekend, I think? Maybe. I don't know. Check your local
Who
listings.
knows, really? We're not the arbiters of sports.
No. But as we briefly mentioned, the big enchilada, the whole enchilada.
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
The big game.
So yeah, ratings for the Super Bowl this year hit a 10-year low, which is a big deal because the Super Bowl is usually the most watched TV thing of the entire year.
You would think that, but do you realize that a huge market was not watching the game?
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah, that's true.
All of Louisiana was basically boycotted the game.
Yeah, only I like that only is used
Only.
in the sentence, but that's just a comparison to other years.
Yes.
98 million people watched on CBS itself, and a total of 100.7 million when you add in all the other streaming options that you had to watch the game.
Now, 100 million viewers. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Except when you compare the past Super Bowls where they've reached 120, 150 million.
Yeah, not as good.
No.
Turns out, people will watch games if they're interesting. And what I mean by that in a stereotypical sense, I guess I could say, is if they're teams you don't always see, if it's exciting up-and-comers, if it's an interesting matchup, or if it's like a game that everybody thinks is going to be close or exciting. This was not that game. This was a game that everybody was going into being like, man, it would be nice if Jared Goff won. It'd be nice if the Rams took it. But it's not going to happen because here's Tom Brady waltzing back in to get his 6th ring.
And here's Bill Belichick being super prepared at shutting down anything
Yeah.
they throw at them.
And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We might as well talk about the game itself real quick
Yeah.
before we get into ads. Because, the game is boring. Boring as hell.
It was.
It was low scoring. It was a defensive battle as opposed to offensive. The
Only-
quarterbacks didn't really get to show off.
Only one touchdown was scored
Yeah.
in the entire game.
Right. Relegated to the field goals. Both teams were several times during this game.
Yes, only
Yeah.
three. So three goals were made and one touchdown was scored.
That's it.
That was the
That's your
only
game.
scoring you had.
And the rest of the game was just disappointing. Not even that many picks. I think you just had the one.
You had it was just one,
It was
two,
just
three
the
kicks.
one pick.
A lot
and
of
that was
punting.
at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That was the most exciting moment. Your highlight was at the beginning of your game, which is not a good sign.
Yeah, it was just a lot of punting, a lot of turnovers, and just it was a defensive struggle.
So the question is, did the ads show up? Did you like the ads this year?
Not
No,
really.
not really.
That's also why this year just seemed to fall flat.
So among others, we had ads for the movie Wonder Park, which I guess featured some animal characters that that were not in the other trailers for that movie.
Yeah, it was
That
a weird
weirded me out. I
trailer.
was like, is this a different movie than the one that they keep advertising?
No, that's the same movie.
Same movie, I guess it's two
But
components.
no, just no on that movie altogether.
A new trailer for Avengers Endgame.
Yep. It was a 30-second spot, but as we did mention before, that Marvel is doing something different with advertising, where they'll only show roughly the first 15-20 minutes in their ads and nothing past that.
And then here's a lightning round of other brands here. We
Yes.
don't need to get too far into these.
Oh no, but
Let's,
these are some of the highlight commercials.
There was an ad for Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale. There was an ad for the app Bumble. There was an ad
Yep.
for Turkish Airlines that was directed by Ridley Scott.
Which was weird that it said directed by Ridley Scott,
Yeah.
and then it was Turkish Airlines.
Right. There was an ad for Doritos that featured Chance the Rapper singing with Backstreet Boys with the Backstreet Boys with backup.
That weirded me out even more.
It was funny. An ad for Marvel's Captain Marvel, Hobbs and Shaw trailer. That was
Yes.
a spin-off of Fast and Furious.
Yep,
With
that
The Rock and Jason Statham.
that was actually a really good commercial.
That looked cheesy as hell. That looked like exactly what you want from a Fast and Furious.
Which is
film.
exactly what I want
Yeah.
from that. When you tell me it's from Fast and Furious,
It's like,
it's
yeah.
the two characters who hate each other who have to work together. Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
That's exactly what that looks like too. Mercedes-Benz ad that featured Ludacris, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, and Free Willy.
Yes, when that commercial was on, I said that is ludicrous.
That was ludicrous.
It was ludicrous.
A Twilight Zone teaser, the Jordan Peele Twilight Zone reboot that's going to go to CBS All Access.
Yes, which also CBS promoted All Access constantly.
Stella Artois ad that featured Sarah Jessica Parker and Jeff Bridges, both in character,
Yes, for
as Carrie
Stella.
Bradshaw and the Dude.
Yes, where all the waiters break down because they're not ordering their usual.
Yeah, they didn't order their usual drinks.
Yep,
And,
they order Stella Artois.
An ad for Netflix's new nature show called Our Planet.
Yes, this looks a lot like Planet Earth, but it's Netflix.
Yeah, but it's Netflix.
Yeah.
Amazon's Hannah, and Toy Story 4, and The Washington Post, narrated by Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I thought those last two were interesting for their own aspects.
Yeah.
The Toy Story, even though that's coming out this summer, there hasn't been like an actual storyteller for that yet.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what exactly it is.
I mean, the rumor was that the story is about Woody, and it's about kind of a love story thing between him and Bo Peep.
Right.
That
but
was
then
the rumored script, but I don't know how many revisions we are since then.
I know.
And God knows that Pixar does that, loves their script revisions.
Oh, yeah,
so,
they do.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. So yeah, not a whole lot of super memorable ads. I did like the one that was the NFL basically tooting their own horn about their 100th anniversary next year. Where it was
Right.
like all the quarterbacks and the other players like at dinner party.
Yep, NFL 100.
Yeah, that was cute. I thought that was cute. Plus, it got all the older audience and like being like, "Oh, it's so and so, it's so and so, it's so and so." Yeah. So I thought that was a nice moment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as like overall though, like there were no ads that people were talking about the next day at work, for example.
Right.
Nobody was like about like biting at the like to talk about any of the commercials.
And I think that's just an overall of the game itself.
For sure.
The whole experience just felt like the game was boring, the commercials were boring,
Yeah.
and then the halftime was boring.
Yeah, let's talk about that real briefly. I don't have that in music news this
I know.
week because of the stuff happened. But yeah, Maroon 5, boring.
I loved the Onion article that said halftime marred by actual working speakers.
That's good. That was good. But yeah, I mean, like, Adam Levine took his shirt off. A lot of people made fun of his tattoos on the internet this week, which was fun.
And then the disappointment of SpongeBob.
Yeah, the SpongeBob thing didn't happen. They did a teaser before Travis Scott showed up, which
Yeah,
didn't actually do Sweet Victory.
Well, I told you, they do the lead up, they do the trumpets,
And
and
that's
then cut to a song.
Travis Scott showed up. He did sicko mode.
Of course. Also,
because
everyone realized
that's
what Travis Scott looked like.
Yeah, that's what Travis Scott looks like. I missed
Big Boy showed
I
up.
missed the Big Boy part because that's exactly when our signal went out. So I saw everything else in that halftime show except for Big Boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently he wore shirts about Atlanta, which makes sense.
Yeah, it is in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So that does make sense.
So yeah, nothing really special about it. Just kind of happened.
Yeah, pick someone better next time.
More like but the thing is all the good people that they wanted said no. That's the thing. Is like the league has to clean up their act if the artists we want
So here's
to
the thing.
perform are going to perform again.
So next year's going to be the NFL 100th anniversary.
Right.
You got to
have
get someone
a
big.
killer lineup.
You have to
But
have a
can
big
they?
lineup.
That's what I'm saying. Is they have this. The onus is on the league now, is to clean up their image again, so that way the artists will actually want to perform.
Or do you just get Paul McCartney to do it if he's still alive?
One, I'm pretty sure he'll still be alive next year. Knock on wood.
I know.
But I don't know if he'd do that. I don't know if he'd do it again. He just did it, like
Did he just do
fairly
it?
recently, right? Within
No,
the
that was
last
Aerosmith.
decade.
That was Aerosmith.
Has it really been longer than a decade since Paul McCartney did the halftime show?
I don't. Maybe, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, well, he was like one of the first ones after the Janet Jackson thing, right?
Yeah, so that was within
So it's been a
15 years.
Oh,
Anyway.
speaking of Janet Jackson, where's the Nipplegate now?
I mean, yeah, apparently male presenting nipples nobody has a problem with.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I knew I was going to forget talking about that, but
So that's
yes, there we go.
that's your Super Bowl talk, so we can wrap up this. We don't need to talk about this for another year now.
All right,
did
yep. Okay, yep. The next football talk we'll have is the draft, April 20th.
Yeah.
But yeah, combines, but no more NFL talk till
Yeah, for a while.
for a couple months.
But
Whatever will I do?
what we will talk about, though, is the ever-present, I guess currently ever-present notion of live musicals on television.
Yeah, so we just had Rent as the live musical, which
Yeah.
means now that was on Fox, but now it's NBC's turn.
Well, that's what we thought. In fact, they had something scheduled, even, that they're now taking back. NBC will not be proceeding with their Hair Live, which is going to be
I
the
believe
next
it's-
production.
I believe it's hair because
Hair.
there's an exclamation point.
No, actually, you have it written down here as Hair Live.
Oh
The
yes,
exclamation point is after the line.
yes. I think that's how it was written in the article.
It was scheduled to air on May 19th as their next live musical, but not only was the show taken off the schedule, but there are currently no plans to re-air it at a later date. Which means that, as far as we know, they are not doing Hair anymore.
Yes, they're actually going to try and retool their live production
Ah.
to be a more family friendly.
Yeah, Hair is a weird choice because in the original production of Hair, there is moments of nudity, which they would not be able to do on a network stage.
No. Also, the content's kind of out there. While Rent was about, I guess you could say,
I don't
AIDS.
know. I think that they're comparable content-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the two shows that are trying to, at their respective times, tap into a kind of
adult themes.
political-leaning message.
Yeah.
Like, they were both trying to say something. They were both very generational works. It's arguable for both shows about whether they're successful at doing that.
Yeah, but Hair
There are
is
issues with both of those things.
But Hair's about the
Right.
Vietnam War.
Yeah,
Don't we remember
is your-
Vietnam War?
Yeah, it's very
You remember
1969.
the Vietnam War?
I mean, we don't because we were not alive. But some
Alan
people
Alda
do.
does because he lived it.
Well, yeah,
for like 9
we're
years.
We're not Alan Alda, and also
That's
Lash was
Korea.
about the
Korean
Korean War,
War.
not the
Vietnam
Vietnam.
War.
Not
I
the
realized that
Vietnam.
after I said that.
Yeah, you realize that now. But yeah, anyways, so there, yeah, as you said, they're taking it back to figure it out. The live show, by the way, would have gone up against, if it had aired that day, the series finale of Game of Thrones,
Which you're going to lose.
and ABC's series finale of American Idol.
Which it may or may not lose.
All be on the same night. Added to that decision was the low ratings that Rent pulled in, as both productions are geared more towards adults, as you said. The highest rated live TV musicals, by the way, have been Sound of Music,
Which
The
was the
Wiz,
first
and
one.
Grease, which are all relatively family friendly. I added relatively there
'Cause
Grease
Grease.
also kind of has moments of adult themes.
Yes.
But your Sound of Music, Nazis notwithstanding, and The Wiz, Michael Jackson notwithstanding, are pretty family friendly fare. So, you know, if they find a show like that, it'd be better. It would probably do better. Chrissy says Hair is better than Rent.
Okay.
Just in case you were wondering.
I was not wondering. Like I said, I tried to watch Rent and then like immediately turned it off.
But yeah, NBC is currently in the process of acquiring rights to new shows that they're hoping will play to a wider audience.
All right.
If you had to pick a musical that would make a perfect live musical that isn't currently touring, and that's my challenge,
Yes.
because I started thinking about this, and I kept running into shows that are like, no, these are still shows you can actively see.
Right.
What would you pick?
Well, first off, can't be Disney.
No, probably not, because this is NBC.
NBC. I would have gone probably with Cats, but I still think that's touring.
Cats is a weird one.
It is.
Because, I don't know, that'd be elaborate, I feel. Because
Because
I was thinking, like, Phantom might not be a
But
bad
that's-
choice.
no, but that's also
something
tour.
that's constantly
that
out.
thing's never gonna stop touring.
Yeah, those are two shows. Your Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals are constantly going to be out there. So maybe don't pick him.
Here's what you do: you move this to a December date,
Okay.
and you just do the Nutcracker.
Too easy. That's boring.
I know, but
No one wants to see
it's-
the Nutcracker. Disney put out that Nutcracker movie and nobody cared. Like, nobody
know.
cares about the Nutcracker anymore.
I know, but it's family friendly, it's safe, and it's during the holidays.
Yeah, well, okay. 'Cause, yeah, I can't think of anything. Like,
I don't know. Maybe we should ask someone who like knows musicals more.
well, I don't know. I'll wait until Christy responds because I'm sure she's
I'm
thinking
sure
of
she's
something
got
right now.
something in mind. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, you know what they should do?
Wicked. No, wait, that's
No, they
touring.
should do How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. That'd be perfect on television.
Wasn't Daniel Radcliffe doing that?
Yeah, he did the revival.
Oh, I
Wouldn't
mean,
that be perfect?
if we're gonna do
Bring
revivals,
him back.
then just
Why not, right?
I mean, if we're gonna do revivals like that,
Okay,
then
never
why
mind,
not
that's my
just do
That's my pick.
why not just do like 12 Angry Men or something?
That's not a musical.
Okay, does it have to be musical or is it just a play?
I mean, if you want to write a musical version of 12 Angry Men, I would want to read your script. You should do that. I would be very entertained by a musical version of 12 Angry Men. In fact, we should write this. Why instead of doing this podcast, we just stop doing this podcast and write a musical version of 12 Angry Men.
Oh dear God.
Anyway.
Just everyone has a solo, 12 Angry Solos.
Yeah. Then like got his little arias, and then you have the squeaky voiced guy. He's like he's like a super high tenor, and he's like has this like
Right.
operatic solo.
Anyways, if we're doing plays, why not do like Death of a Salesman or
Again, not a musical.
That's what I'm saying. Does it have to be a musical?
Yes, it has to be a musical.
Okay,
because nobody will tune in for just a play.
For just a play.
I mean, okay, not nobody, but but your family audience will prefer there to be music.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say go some Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I think
possibly thing.
I think that's harder than you think.
It is, or
Yeah.
you just do a Cinderella thing.
Well, I don't care.
Or they could do it in another. Yeah.
I mean, because they did a Muppet Cinderella.
Oh, Chrissy says, "How about we just never have TV musical?"
Hey, I'm good with that too.
All right, I think that
All right.
ends this conversation.
Yeah,
Let's move on. That's it for television news. Did you watch any new television shows this week?
Anything new?
Anything new? Hot new.
I briefly tried to watch the whatever it is show post Super Bowl.
Okay. What was it? I don't even know.
That's why I said
also
briefly
very
tried
telling.
wa-
I didn't even know what premiered after the game.
Well, that's why I also said I briefly tried to watch it because I turned on Titanic instead and ate salad with tongs.
Yes. Sure. As you do.
As you do.
After the game.
As you do when you have a bunch of food afterwards.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, then I even stopped watching that and just went and played Kingdom Hearts with the whole pizza.
Hey, I would also.
Which
do
I
that.
finished, by the
I
way.
bet you did.
Both the pizza and the game.
We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
Pizza review forthcoming.
Alright.
But yeah, anything else?
No, did you watch
besides
anything
Super Bowl?
else?
I did not watch anything else besides Super Bowl. Yeah, I did not. Some people in this apartment watched the new Netflix show Russian Doll, but I did not. So unless
No.
they want to come and speak a real brief thing
I don't
about
know.
Russian
I don't
Doll.
know what a Russian doll is, but I assume that it's collusion.
Ha! I get it.
I'm not sure how to explain about that
Yeah.
show without like giving away
Spoiling it.
Spoilers.
Should I watch it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
I
watch
watched
it.
the little
It is
blip.
fucking worth it.
I watched the little blip on Netflix, and I'm very interested now. I actually want to check
It's
it out.
well
Okay.
filmed. It's
So
well
it's called
acted.
Russian Doll.
Yeah.
Russian Doll.
Russian
I will
Doll.
It
look
is.
it up on
It
Netflix
is.
then.
It got Natasha Lyonne in it.
It's got the
I don't watch
Groundhog Day
Natasha
thing
Romanoff
where
in
it starts over and over again.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog
That's
Day.
Groundhog
Except
Day?
they
But
die.
not.
They have to die. It's not that the day ends. It's that they die
And
Okay.
then they
over
start
and over again,
Okay.
and they have to figure out how to make it stop.
Oh, so it's Happy Death Day to you,
Yeah,
Similar.
but less
Or,
gory.
no, it's Happy Death Day.
Less
or it's
horror-esque.
Groundhog Day, or it's Looper,
It's kind of
Yeah, it's
combinations of that kind of vibe.
it's Back to the
combinations of that
Future, or it's Dollhouse, or it's Manifest, or it's Lost.
Anyway, we
Anyway,
need to move
Anyways.
on.
it's good.
We need to move on for the sake of this podcast.
All
All
right.
right. That's it for television. That means we get to talk about cancellations and renewals.
All right, what is no longer on TV?
Well, I'll tell you what's continuing to be on TV. Inexplicably, Fox has renewed The Masked Singer. Enough people are watching that thing to bring it back for a
Apparently,
second
they're
season.
confident enough to get another 12
Yeah.
celebrities to
We're gonna run out of celebrities.
dance to
Bad show.
fake sing.
Uh,
No, it's not a bad show. I enjoy it. It's like one of my dumb things to watch.
It's dumb. That's
Just
the
have to
thing. It's
fast
super
forward through half
dumb.
of it.
Yeah, but don't you have to do that for most singing competitions?
But Netflix has said that season 5, the upcoming season 5 of Fuller House, will be its last.
Oh,
It'll be the last season of
Yep.
Fuller House. Showtime is renewing Shameless for a inexplicable 10th season. That show's been on forever.
Yep, and seeing as they didn't say final season,
Yeah, I
expect
guess-
possibly more.
Netflix renewed Sex Education for a second season.
That thing just came out. I had no intention of watching it.
Another season coming out for that. But they have canceled Travelers after 3 seasons.
Yeah, it was a good run.
New Amsterdam on NBC will get a second season.
Unfortunately, it did, like we said before, it got picked up for multiple episodes, and I guess they liked him enough to get a new season.
Okay.
No, thank you.
And Legion on FX. That's your X-Men tangential show.
Yes.
Canceled after 3 seasons.
It's upcoming third
yeah,
season.
actually, coming third season will be its last.
Yep.
Walking Dead on AMC gets another season. That's 10 so far.
So is that title aptly named for the show now? It's just a Walking Dead.
It is Walking Dead. And in case you're a fan of the programming on the CW, well, guess what? It's all coming back.
Yeah.
Black Lightning, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Charmed, Dynasty, Legacies, Riverdale, and Supernatural are all coming back next season. That means that will be season, 12 of Supernatural?
I think it's like 16.
Wait, really?
I
I
don't
thought they
know.
were like 12 or 13.
I think they're past
Good
13.
Lord. But yeah,
but
that
yeah,
show
that's-
will not die.
So basically, the CW block that you know,
Everything's coming back.
it's nine shows are coming back.
So that is it for cancellations and renewals. And we have no deaths.
No notable deaths. Well,
No notable deaths.
yeah, no notable deaths.
So that means I hand this off to you and we talk about some music.
Oh, we're going to talk about some music
Yeah,
now.
we're going to talk about some music now.
Oh, okay, so let's talk about some music.
What was your Billboard #1 songs this week?
So, your top 100 new songs. Well, not new, actually.
Yeah, this is mostly carryover from last week.
We have one new one entering the top
Yeah, we have a
five.
new song in here.
At number 1, we have Seven Rings with Ariana Grande, which apparently her ring is not named ring.
Oh,
I saw that.
Are
Her
you
tattoo?
making a joke about her tattoo?
Yeah, her tattoo.
She got a tattoo that apparently it was actually translated to like Korean barbecue grill or something
Yeah.
like that. Then she got it changed up, like to try to, I guess, fix it.
Yeah.
And it made like Japanese barbecue finger or
Yeah.
something like that.
It did.
It was the funniest thing last week.
Number 2, Without Me by Halsey.
Yep, still.
That was SNL last
Yeah, Halsey was on Saturday Night Live last
Yes,
week, 2
that's
weeks ago?
No, last week.
Okay,
Yeah, because we said last week she was going to be on this week.
right, Halsey.
Or is it this week because the
Or maybe
Super Bowl?
she's on this Saturday.
I think she's on this Saturday because
Yeah.
the Super Bowl was last. So yeah.
Okay.
Because it said next new, so
Right.
yeah, that's probably what I was thinking.
Hey,
Number 3, Sunflower, Post Malone and Sway Lee. That's Spider-Man soundtrack.
that song's all right. I've heard it a bunch on the radio now. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a jam.
Yeah, it's
It's like a good, happy. It's a happy feeling song.
it's a Sunflower.
Yeah, it's like got a little bop to it.
Number 4 is Middle Child with J. Cole, your only new song.
Yeah, it's your one song.
And number 5, Sycamore with Travis Scott.
Yeah, because that got probably a little bit of a Super Bowl bump.
Ooh, speaking of Super Bowl bumps. Well, no one knew this was happening.
Well, yeah, I
but
guess
your
this is
Billboard
technically-
200s is your album list.
Album list. What's your number one record this week?
Number 1 is, well, what year is it? Is it 1999?
No,
No?
it's 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, DNA by the Backstreet Boys. Yes,
Yeah,
those
the
Backstreet Boys.
Your number one record this week.
Yes, your Super Bowl commercial Backstreet Boys.
I have a moment. If I could take a moment real quick to apologize to our listeners.
You did not listen?
Since I did not compile my news last night, I did not know that this was number one, so I did not listen to this yet. I am tasked to do so, though, so that just means that next week, depending on if there carries over or whether we have a new record next week, I may have to listen to 2 number one records next week.
I'm going to assume you have to listen to another one because I don't think the Backstreet Boys
No,
is going to stay.
No, because it probably will be Thank You Next, Ariana Grande's record that comes out this week.
Yep.
So yeah, I will probably listen to both of these things. So we'll talk about Backstreet Boys next week.
Yep. Number 2, we have Future Hendrix presents The Wizard
Yep.
by Future.
That's a future record I talked about last time.
Number 3 is Hoodie Season with A Boogie with the Hoodie.
Still there.
4, bringing back in the top 4 is A Star Is Born
Yep.
soundtrack by Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, and various, I think it's the
Award season bump.
award
I
season
think
bump.
that for that one.
And number 5, The Teal Album by Weezer.
That's the covers
This is
album
the
that
cover
we talked
album.
about last week.
Yeah. The Teal, why is it just called the cover album?
Well,
I know they
because
color
they're
every...
Weezer, they always do color
I know they
albums.
color album.
Except when they don't. Like there's no rule about it. Like sometimes they just decide that they don't want to do a color this time.
Whatever. Well, good luck listening to the Backstreet Boys then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to listen to something else.
What are you gonna listen to?
I'm listening to some new music coming out
What are you
this
listening
week.
to this week?
I don't know what you're listening to, but here's the new music.
Okay, get it to me.
We have Ariana Grande with Thank You, next.
That I will be checking out because I'll have to.
And that will eventually be your number 1 album.
It will. Probably.
Eventually. I don't think it'll be next week because it's got a hit.
Right. Yeah,
So
2
it'll be
weeks.
the following weekend. We also have Bob Mould with Sunshine Rock. Cass McCombs with Tip of the Sphere. I think
Wait a
that's
minute.
impossible.
Wait a minute.
There's no tip of the sphere. We also have Health.
It's all caps.
It's all caps.
Yeah.
With Volume 4, Slaves of Fear.
It's a name.
We have Jessica Pratt. No relation to Chris Pratt, I think.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, with Quiet Signs. We also have Mercury Rev with The Delta Sweetie Revisited.
Sweet.
Aww,
Maybe
Panda
it is
Bear.
Sweetie. Actually, I don't know.
That's right, The Delta Sweetie.
Oh yeah, I guess it's Sweetie.
Yeah. We also have Panda Bear with Boys or Buoys. Buyos?
Buoys.
Buoys?
Buoys.
Buyos? Buoys?
Buoys, like the things in the water. Buoys. That's how you say
No,
that.
those are boobies.
You're a booby.
Yeah, I am.
Alright, keep going.
Alright, we also have Said the Whale with Cascadia. We have Shushu with Girl with Basket of Fruit. And the Lemonheads with Varshans 2, which means there's a Varshans 1.
We can assume.
We can assume there was a Varshans one.
Those are your releases this week. Yay!
Hey!
Something for everybody?
Except for country music, because I think they're
Yeah.
up there, but you haven't put them up.
Like I said, if I recognize the name, I'll put it on here.
All right. Speaking of recognizing names, I recognize the name 21 Savage.
Right.
I do not recognize the face of 21 Savage.
Well, now you do.
But now I do, because he's our first story in music.
Oh, he had a rough week this week.
Oh, you think?
And it's rare that we have a story like this, like a story in the music portion of our show like this that is like dovetails so weirdly well into like modern politics.
Yeah.
It's like this is such a weird story and it sucks so much. But anyways, go for it.
So, rapper 21 Savage was arrested.
Yeah.
But not for what you would think.
No.
Not by who. He was arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Also known as ICE.
ICE. Yes. He was arrested by ICE in Atlanta Sunday morning before the Super Bowl.
Yikes.
Yep, on the grounds that he is actually from the UK.
Which is true.
And
He is.
And that he overstayed his visa.
Which is maybe less true.
According to reports in the Atlanta Journal and TMZ, I guess, the rapper's attorney, Dina Lapolte, told him that, quote, "We are working diligently to get Mr. Abraham Joseph, which is his real name,
Yeah, it's real name.
out of detention while we work with authorities to clear up any misunderstandings."
Yeah.
So, this isn't even the weird part. Apparently, 21 Savage was ousted
Yeah.
by rapper 6ix9ine.
Some other, so there was some sort of other stuff that happened. I didn't get that wasn't in the story
Okay.
that I got this from. But yeah, it's been a week of weird revelations about this. He did end up talking to the press about this and did say that yes, he is from the UK and he did have a green card.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was like he was in visa limbo or something.
Well, we did have the government shut down for a month,
Right.
so nothing was passed.
But
No paperwork was done.
But this is just a piece of like a larger problem here, which is a weird focus that ICE has on minorities. I guess yes, you're probably screaming at your podcast thing, saying, yeah, but aren't most immigrants minorities in the U.S. by definition, right?
No.
But it's like, no, not necessarily. Like, it's complicated. Immigration is a complicated thing. I mean, it's why
as the Canadians
we can't, as a country, figure out what to do
Canadian
with
singer and immigrant Avril Lavigne once said,
it. Yeah.
"Why do you gotta go and make things so complicated?"
But yeah, it's rough. It's like they did him dirty. It's like 21 Savage didn't do anything to deserve this. Like, he was doing the documentation. He was running through the stuff that he needed to run through. It's kind of like when you get pulled over when you're like, and you need to renew your stuff at the DMV.
Oh,
and and they get you
like,
the exact week that you just happen to be too busy to do it.
like here, I see your tags are expired this month, but we gotta pull you over because they're expired.
It's like,
and I'm working on it. It's in
Yeah.
the mail. I did it online. They're just not here yet.
Like you get a fix-it ticket on your way to the Pep Boys to buy a brake light or
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, come on, guys. So yeah, it's messed up. 21 deserves better. So yeah, well, here's to hoping that something happens with this thing so he's not just stuck.
Or, you have to go back to the UK.
Which just sounds like what they're trying to do. They're trying to get...
Oh, the humanity. Going back to the UK. God.
Yeah, you don't want to be there right now. Are you kidding? It's crazy. They can't figure out their Brexit.
Well, they're trying to. But I know what I'm going to have for Brexit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
cereal,
some eggs.
some eggs, bacon.
So some turkey bacon.
All right,
Some feta.
let's move on to the next story because the next story is bigger.
Yes. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how the Grammys decided to cut the musical acts to only 2.
No, you're thinking of Oscars.
So I'm thinking of Oscars.
I'm talking about the Grammys because Sunday is the Grammys.
Oh, we are talking about the Grammys.
We are talking about the Grammys.
Well, okay, real briefly on that, they decided to...
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Academy Awards...
Little
I thought
update.
this was, a little update on that. Because I know I put Grammys in the later here, but I thought that's what this was.
No, but yeah, we might as well mention that there is a little update to our story last week about the Academy Awards performances.
So, as we noted that previously they were only going to have 2 performances. Well, there was an uproar, so they made a compromise of sorts. While everyone will perform their song, they will only air 90 seconds of said song.
Yeah. So yeah, not a great compromise, but it is a compromise. Everybody will be able to perform. But yeah, it's not what we wanted. It's not what we were talking about on the podcast. What should happen. Like, they're still making cuts in weird
It
places.
sounds like the lesser of 2 evils, but it's also like the third route nobody asked for.
Yeah, it's like the thing that nobody likes. It's like, okay, fine.
Well, I guess people in the audience will get to hear the entire song while they go to commercial after 90 seconds.
But while we're waiting for those awards, there are awards happening this weekend.
Yes, my LA teams get booted out of the Staples Center for the Grammy road trip because the Grammys moved in for a whole week.
Grammys are coming in, so yeah,
Yep.
we're not super excited about the Grammys this week, or this year, I should say. Not a whole lot of things nominated. We wish that Casey wins Best Album, but probably won't.
She did.
I think she has a chance, though.
I think she has a chance. She did just host a performance at
Right.
the Grammy Theater in
Yes.
LA Live.
Yes. But yeah, there's a chance that she will. But other than that, really, kind of a down year for the show. But we do have some news about some performances.
Yeah, well, lack of performances, I guess.
And also lack of performances.
Because in the news we have, getting back around to it,
Yes.
due to a disagreement with Grammy producers over which songs she would perform,
Yeah.
she being that of one Ariana Grande,
Speaking of which.
kind of having an album coming out,
Yeah.
should probably promote it in the biggest musical stage there is.
You'd think.
She's been featured on billboards promoted all over LA, but will only not be performing at the Grammys, which are on February 10th. She will not even be attending
She's
it,
not even going.
which is kind of a problem if you're kind of promoting Ariana Grande, but she won't even be there.
So why? Tell me.
Well, according to sources close to the situation, she felt insulted after producers initially refused to allow her to perform Seven Rings, her new #1 song of the country.
Her current single, too.
Yes, a compromise was reached whereby Seven Rings would be part of a melody of Ariana Grande.
Medley.
A melody. A medley of her songs, but Ariana Grande pulled out after producers insisted that the second song be of their choosing.
So, yeah, here's kind of my interpretation of this. So Ariana is a businesswoman. She's coming at this be like, well, I have a record coming out this week. If I'm going to perform at the Grammys, I'm going to perform my new song, so that way people will be like, man, I need to go out and get that new album that just came out.
Right.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for her to perform something off of Sweetener, because that record has did its job.
Mm-hmm.
It's why she's on that stage, but it's also something that most of her fans have already purchased.
It's also not a big jump for her to play Thank You, Comma next.
Yeah.
Because that's already got the hits that it needs.
But it's also kind of a slap in the face to do that, or like a slap in the face on top of an already existing slap in the face, because you may note Sweetener was snubbed for best album this year.
Yep.
So why would Ariana want to play the Academy's game? It doesn't make any sense. So she probably was just like, well, if they're going to really do this to me, if they're going to make me sing these songs that I'm done performing, like for the time being, or like that I don't want to focus on right now, then why bother when she knows that her fans will follow her where she goes?
Well, from a business standpoint,
Yeah, it
it
makes
doesn't
sense.
make sense for her to perform the hits, as I like to say.
It does seem a little
When
extreme
you're
that she's
actu-
not performing at all, though.
Well, yes.
I see where you're going with this, and I do agree. It's
Yes.
like, it seems a little crazy that she would completely remove herself from a stage and just completely just bail.
But she does also have an album coming out, and this is a
Right.
big stage with
So,
a lot of
This is
ears.
a statement. This is definitely a statement. It's in a way Ariana saying that the Grammys don't matter, and if she is saying that, she's right. They don't.
Well,
but
yes.
yeah,
It's-
it's still kind of a weird thing.
I mean, that's why I only watch the CMA Awards, because they're the ones that matter.
Sure.
or the AMAs.
Anyways. But that's not the only Grammy announcements. I kind of just combined 3 different Grammy stories here.
I see that.
I just wanted just to get it all out.
Well, we kind of have to because it's the February 10th show on Sunday.
Yeah, what else do we got?
Well, in other Grammy news, Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Chloe X Haley, who performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And a live collaboration between St. Vincent and Dua Lipa have been added to the lineup.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
I assume Lady Gaga is going to perform Shallow?
I would assume that as well. But Bradley Cooper, however, will not be there.
Oh.
Because he's got something else going on that night.
Yeah. Reportedly, he will be attending the BAFTA Awards. Those are the British awards.
Right, so he'll be busy.
He'll kind of be out of the country at that time.
I presume he's probably nominated for director for something.
Most likely.
Not for something, obviously for Stars Born, but I mean,
the BAFTAs are the big awards in Britain,
right? Yeah,
so
the British.
When you're nominated, you kind of have to go.
Gotta show up. So yeah.
Yep. But Lady Gaga will perform with Mark Ronson, who she actually collaborated with Shallows on. And I could actually see him taking the Bradley Cooper role.
I could see that as well. Mark Ronson is a performer himself.
Or if they don't perform Shallows, they perform that ending song or something else.
Maybe she'll do something, one of the solo songs.
Yep. Also, in other news, K-pop sensations, BTS. Yeah, remember when they had the #1 album in the country?
That's why I mentioned this.
Yeah, BTS will be presenting an award at the show.
So yeah, they're not nominated. They will not be winning anything. But yes, they will be presenting, which is kind of a nice nod by the Academy of being like, hey, we're acknowledging that K-pop is exploding here right now.
Yep.
Here's one of K-pop's biggest acts. It makes sense.
Yep. But anyways, the show is going to be on Sunday.
Yes.
CBS, 5 o'clock, live, coast to coast.
I put this here because we always wonder what time things are on, so I did the research now. So yes, this is one of those 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific things.
Also,
it will not be tape delayed.
Also, because it is CBS, check your streaming service.
Yeah, make sure you don't get locked out. Sometimes CBS will lock out streaming services like PlayStation Vue.
Yep.
So double check.
Yep.
If you got regular ass cable, you'll be fine.
Yep. Or just give in and get CBS All Access.
Yeah. Or don't.
Or don't.
Anyways, watch the Grammys, which is probably what we're gonna do.
Anyways,
not watch them.
We have some thoughts.
We do
on some music.
So yeah, real brief thoughts. Like I said, I didn't listen to the Backstreet Boys.
Right, but you did listen to 2 other albums that came out.
I listened to a couple of records that we talked about in our new releases segment last week.
Yep. So you listened to Deadpool.
No.
Version of a female, which is Girlpool.
No, unrelated.
Unrelated,
yes, I
really?
listened to the new Girlpool album, What Chaos is Imaginary. It's good. It's their sound, but a little different this time. One of their members came out as trans over the course of the last few months, has transitioned, and thus their voice has changed. And so the sound of the band thus has changed. And it's interesting how they use that, and how they are now separating the songs between the 2 members as more of less of a duo doing harmonies and more of a these are their songs and these are their songs. It's it's now demarcated the group in a different way. But I thought it was really, really good. If you've liked Girlpool in the past, check it out. I also listened to the new Cherry Glazer record.
Yep, Stuffed and Ready. Yeah,
this is also very, very good. Similar to their album from 2017, Apocalyptic. And everything, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit more refined guitar sounds, a little bit more cleaned up vocals from the vocalist, but fun, hard guitar rock stuff. So if that sounds good, with some synths thrown in there too. It's good stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed both of those.
Mm-hmm. I realized that we're 6 weeks into the new year, and I've yet to listen to an album.
Catch up, man.
I gotta catch up.
I'm surprised you didn't at least check out that Weezer thing.
No.
No. I didn't say you'd like it. I just said I'm surprised you didn't.
No, maybe. I gotta listen to some music, but you can listen to me ramble on.
Yeah.
with some video games in a short bit
Right,
here.
because we're moving over by music. We're talking about video games
Yep.
now.
But before we get to Kingdom Hearts stuff, we got to get into
Some new releases.
some new releases stuff.
What do we got coming at us this week?
So, if you're done playing Kingdom Hearts,
Which you apparently are.
no, I said I beat the game. I didn't say I was done with it.
Sorry.
We have some new games for you to listen to.
I'm going to listen to some games this
Yeah.
week. All right, what do we got?
All right. First up, we have Astro Near for the Xbox and PC.
Okay.
Ape Out for the Switch and PC.
I love to ape out.
This is not Ape
You know
Escape
that.
related.
You don't know that about me, but I love to ape out.
Do you love to Ape Out?
I love to ape out.
Past tense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you currently do not love it. We have Yokai Watch 3 for the 3DS.
That's
Yes.
the third Yokai Watch game.
Yes, the Yokai Watch series continues. We have Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. 2!
I put this on there because I thought that was the funniest thing.
It's motocross. This is just motocross.
The official video game. 2!
I know.
The second one. They made a second one.
And they made a multi-platform for the
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC.
2! Okay. Anyway.
God Eater 3 for
Two.
PlayStation and PC.
Yeah.
The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince for PlayStation and Switch.
This sounds like one of
And-
those visual novels.
And the game of the week that you all should be checking out, Jump Force.
What is Jump Force?
So this is Jump, the magazine Jump Fiesta, and all the
Slow
anime stuff.
down. The magazine Jump what?
Jump Fiesta.
Jump Fiesta?
Yeah,
What's Jump Fiesta?
Jump Festa. I think.
I don't know what this is.
Japanese
Oh.
anime. This is your Dragon
MMA?
Ball. Dragon Ball. This is
Oh.
your Dragon Ball Z.
MMA.
Your
This is MMA.
no, unfortunately no. This is your Dragon Ball Z. Your Naruto. Your One Piece. Your Yu-Gi-Oh.
So it's got that anime in it.
It's all anime fighting game. Jump Force.
Okay.
This will be on the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Check that game out. It looks super good.
All right.
Also, if you want to have a big anime battle, this is basically your game.
I never don't want to have an anime battle. I'm just sitting at home all the time being like, man, I wish I was in or witnessing a anime battle right now.
Beam struggles everywhere. Also,
Yes. What the
inner
hell is a
monologues.
beam struggle.
Beam struggles, where you fire a beam out and then you struggle against the other opponent for a beam to overtake them with your key energy.
I feel like you're speaking a different language right
I kind
now.
of am. This is Japanese.
I don't know what a beam struggle.
This is anime talk.
Anyways. Alright, anime talk is over. What else? Is that it for new releases?
Yes, that's it for new releases.
Alright, let's talk about some news.
All right. Well, as I said, the big game was Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
So we have some news before we get into my final thoughts on
What's
it.
your sales update?
Yeah, the sale. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is now the fastest selling game in franchise history, shipping more than 5 million copies globally
That's a lot
in
of
1
copies.
week. Yeah. In Japan alone, on the first day, it sold 660,000 copies.
Dang.
To put that in perspective, Final Fantasy 15 sold 675,000 copies. So it's
Similar numbers.
big numbers for
Yeah.
Square Enix here.
Yeah.
Yep. That figure, includes physical and digital copies across all platforms. Big news for, this game was hotly anticipated, and these numbers show it. 5 million
For sure, yeah.
copies globally. It does add to the fact that this was on 2 systems for the first time.
That's true.
Both PlayStation and Xbox.
Still, though,
But still,
a
yeah.
lot of money.
It is. Well, I'll get to my thoughts here real quick on that, but we're going to talk about a real brief game here called Apex Legends.
So this was the big story of the week. You had a major publisher with a AAA developer announcing a brand new game and then launching it 2 days later, completely done and ready to play for free. This is something that never happens.
No. So, this is from, of all people, EA
Uh-huh.
and Respawn.
Them of the Titanfall game.
Yes, so it was recently announced that Titanfall was going to basically be put on the back burner for Respawn.
Yeah.
And this is actually what they came up with.
So yeah, what is Apex Legends?
So, Apex Legends is a free-to-play battle royale shooter.
What do you know? Of course it is.
I realized that when I looked this up.
Yeah,
and
you're like, ooh, look at this.
The
It's
first
Battle
image
Royale.
I saw was it being compared to Fortnite.
That was my reaction too. I got really excited. I was like, wait a minute, what, a Respawn shooter for free? On Monday? This is rad. And then I looked at some footage. I was like, they're making a Battle Royale.
Yeah.
And I deflated.
It did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently this game is set in the Titanfall universe.
Yes.
And takes on competition like Fortnite and PUBG Battle Royale style.
I mean, needless to say, yeah. Also, probably more similar, Call of Duty's Blackout mode in Black Ops 4.
Yep. Probably so, as there's a cast of 8 legend characters, all with unique abilities and playstyles, for matches where the team last standing emerges victory. Note, it's the team
Yes.
last standing.
You cannot solo this game. That is important to note. And why I will never try this game. I had initially considered, well, it's Battle Royale, but I'll try it. But then as soon as I saw that you are required to squad up with 2 other people,
Yep.
I said I am never going to play this game.
So, there's actually a mode in Fortnite and PUBG
Where you can squad.
where you can squad up with 2 other people.
But it's not required.
No.
The only way you can play Apex Legends is squatted up with 3 people. So yeah, this means that communication is necessary.
Yes. And I saw a big thing about this as what if, as some players of Apex can't really speak,
Or choose not
Or
to.
choose not to.
Or maybe they just don't want to have a mic on while they play. Maybe they're just not used to it, and they hop in Call of Duty. They don't usually need to talk to people.
Right. Well, there is no other feature to talk to players. There is no keyboard.
No, but what they did instead is that there are some mechanics in the game that allow for like
Motions.
tagging of enemies,
Yeah.
motions that show like, oh, there's a treasure chest over there, stuff like that. And it is context sensitive. The game is designed to be like, figure out what you could be pointing at with the point emote at any given time. So, for example, if there are people shooting over in a corner and you do the point emote and say point to your squads, like to your squad, that there's something over there, the game will know to put the dialogue, hey, there's people shooting over there. It's context sensitive to the events that are happening, and apparently, from what I've heard from watching some footage, pretty good at it. Okay. So it doesn't put you in a lot of situations where you're tagging something, but your squad mates don't know what.
All right, but it's EA.
It's still not ideal, and of course,
it's
EA
not
would
ideal.
want you to actually be mic'd up and communicate.
Yep. This sounds like not a mess. It sounds like it's smart at what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's going to actually work out in EA's favor. Probably because it is EA. Probably because this is still set in the Titanfall universe, but just without the Titans, which is kind of the big draw for that game.
It's weird, yeah. One of the things that a lot of people... The internet has reacted to this strangely. One, it seems like the internet is very quick to gang up on anything that's not Fortnite. And 2... the other side of the internet was very disappointed that this isn't Titanfall 3. Right. And I feel like you can't really get anything in between those extreme opinions because, of course, the internet is nothing but extreme opinions. Yep. So, yeah, like, and the thing is like, I think this is, as you're saying, I think this is a smart play from EA. This is a franchise that they have control over, which is important. This is a way they can get into the shooter space, into the Battle Royale space with something that they own. And 2, like, people like that universe. People who like Titanfall really like Titanfall. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the biggest hit in the world when the second one came out.
No, but it had a bunch of loyal followers and people who understood the game and liked the game, really liked the game.
And it was a critical darling. It got reviewed very well. And so, yeah, it makes sense for EA to take this little gamble, be like, here's something that maybe you're not super familiar with, but present it in a mass market way that they hope that maybe they'll carve out a little Battle Royale niche for themselves. So we'll see. I think it's definitely a we'll see. It had a really good launch, from what I understand. A lot of word of mouth right now. Apparently, the biggest streamer on Earth right now, Ninja, was streaming it over this weekend. And if you have a Ninja streaming a game, a lot of other streamers will follow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they've made a marketing effort. Like, they made a big enough marketing effort for this thing to make an impact. The question is will we be talking about Apex Legends in 3 months?
See,
Or will it still be Fortnite?
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I
I don't think so.
We'll see.
But that does bring up an interesting point, because since we brought up Fortnite,
Yeah.
I want to bring up a story that I thought you'd have on here about Fortnite.
Did I miss the Fortnite news?
You kind of did.
Okay.
We'll put this into thoughts real quick, because I only have a quick thought
Did you
about
play
it.
Fortnite?
No, I did not play Fortnite. But over the past weekend, there was a live digital concert on Fortnite,
Oh, I didn't even know
hosted
that.
by Marshmello.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. I thought it was stupid. I didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, yes, it was stupid. Because apparently everyone was freaking out that it's the first digital online concert ever.
No!
No,
God, no!
no.
Let me tell you, young whippersnappers on the internet, about something called Second Life. It's stupid, and it happened first. And there were all sorts of stupid live things.
Yes.
Like concerts. Freaking politicians, like actual Congress people, apparently had, like, back in the day, this was like 2005, 2006,
Yeah.
would, like, have, like, their, like, statements to their constituents on frickin' Second Life. Professors would do college courses in Second Life. This is nothing new. It was stupid then, and it's stupid now.
You don't even have to go that far back either.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, when Minecraft was big, they had a live
Oh, right, you're
concert
right.
as well.
It's a live concert.
We'll even go even further back to when Wii Music went live, and people tuned into that.
So, no, this is not
So, no,
new. This is not new.
While it may have been the biggest, largest attended, no, it was not the first.
Attended.
Yes,
Using quotes
attended.
here.
Yes, digital avatars attendees.
Ah, that's stupid.
But it happened.
But it happened.
It's a part of our history now.
Marshmallow, he has a hit song, I guess. That thing with Bastille.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a hit DJ now, I
I guess
guess.
now. Is he the new Dead Mouse? He's
He
got a
is.
thing on his head.
Yeah, he's the new Dead Mouse. It's
Yeah.
until we have someone come in and replace him.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love marshmallows. Like, they're good food. But I could not care less about Marshmallow, the person.
Alright.
All right, let's stop talking about
Okay,
Marshmallow.
let's start talking about marshmallows.
What else we got? Is that it?
That's all I have.
That's all for news, then. That means you get to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, I get to talk about marshmallows.
Please be brief.
Okay. Anyway, so Marshmallow in Kingdom Hearts
What?
is great.
Wait, hold on. What? There's a Marshmallow in Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Wait, is Marshmallow the DJ in Kingdom Hearts?
No. So Marshmallow is the name of the monster
Oh,
in
right.
Frozen.
Marshmallow is the thing in Frozen. You're right.
Yes.
I forgot that his name was Marshmallow.
Yes, his name is Marshmallow, and he's your teammate, and he is the best thing in the game.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You can talk with him, and he'll grunt and point and stuff. It's great.
Is
So-
this wait, hold on. Is this the secret reason you were hoping I had the Marshmallow story? Is that way you could segue into Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Alright.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts actual
This is the
news
best
here.
podcast we've ever done. Alright, keep
Actual-
going.
We have actual Kingdom Hearts news here too, so I have to like back end myself in there.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, so Kingdom Hearts. Tell me I'm gonna rewind the tape a little. So the
Yes.
question I asked you last week,
Yes.
I will ask you again. You said
Okay.
you had to think about it and you had to finish the game to be
Yes.
able to answer this question
Yes.
accurately. Do you think it was worth the wait for people who have been waiting 14 years for a game called Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yes and no.
I knew you were going to do that cop-out
Okay.
of an answer.
Well, the reason I have to cop it out is because, yes,
Gotta cop it out.
wraps up a lot of the major storylines that they introduced.
You would hope!
But they also, like they did with Kingdom Hearts 1, left it open-ended where you don't get that happy ending all completely locked together in order to tease the sequel that they're eventually going to do.
So is there more Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
What do you think is next? Do you think more spin-offs, or do you think is there a Kingdom Hearts 4? Is that actually going to be a thing that happens?
I believe we will actually get DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of worlds, but in terms of actually progressing the story of Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
We'll have to go into Kingdom Hearts 4 and
Oh my god.
more of that.
When would a Kingdom Hearts 4 come out? 2035 or something? Like, when would that happen?
No, they actually have a dedicated team to Kingdom Hearts
Oh,
now.
thank God. Like, it was so long. I thought it was impossible. I thought this had to be the end of the trilogy.
Oh, it is the end of the trilogy. But as they stated before in news, this is the end of the Dark Seeker saga.
I don't even know what that means.
Seeker of Darkness.
Okay.
You don't know what that means either.
No. Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you, so there was an idea that I had a while ago
Yes.
that I was going to have like a podcast where you would be breaking down Kingdom Hearts lore, like, and I was trying to figure it out. But guess what? Before I was able to actually bring this up to you, Waypoint stole my idea. Well, not really stole. They had the same idea.
Yeah.
And they currently have a podcast series going on right now called Lore Reasons, where they have somebody, like one of the team, explaining to the rest of the team the lore of
lore.
Kingdom Hearts. And currently it's like not even close to being done. They're
No.
like maybe 2 or 3 games in, and they're like hour to 2 hour long podcast. I haven't dug into it yet, but I want to listen to this thing because that sounds fascinating to me.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because the lore of Kingdom Hearts continues.
Right.
The game immediately rushes you into it, saying, "We need you to gather yourself because we have this upcoming battle." And then, as is Kingdom Hearts would do,
Wait, is this the
You get-
Ocean's 11 of Kingdom Hearts?
what do you mean?
Like they have to gather a team?
Yeah, you have to gather your team. But as Kingdom Hearts tends to do, you immediately get sidetracked by going to the different worlds and completing all
Yeah.
of their stories.
Right.
While being interspersed with,
'Cause
oh,
Disney
by the
stuff
way,
has to happen.
this is also going on, and this is
Yeah.
also going on. But yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes.
So yeah, are you...
Hit X and then grab popcorn, because there's a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah. So, to kind of return to the... I guess not the exact question I asked, but the spirit of the question I asked. Were you satisfied with Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, was this the thing that you wanted it to be?
Yes. Okay. I got what I wanted out of it. I got the new worlds. I got the updated graphics. I got the multiple attacks. I got the interesting stuff thrown into it in terms of the different world mechanics.
And it is, in a lot of ways, a culmination of all the mechanics that they've introduced in the side stories.
It is, yes.
This is like a Kingdom Hearts game that combines every single of the Kingdom Hearts games into one, basically.
But on top of that, we wrap up major storylines from the mobile games. We wrap up the Birth by Sleep storyline. We wrap up the 358 over 2 days storyline.
Right.
We wrap up the Coded storyline. The one storyline we don't wrap up is the one that was just recently introduced, which is the back cover Union Cross storyline.
What?
Exactly.
I need to stop asking.
The mobile game.
I'm not going to get answers.
The mobile game that was introduced
right.
prior to Kingdom Hearts coming out.
Yeah.
Mobile Cross, Union, Unchained. It got changed like 3 different times because of the updates.
Right.
But yeah, there was a new movie that came out with 2.8, which was called Kingdom Hearts Union Cross back cover. And that introduces us to the original Keyblade Masters.
Okay.
And I figured they would play a bigger role because this was all HD cutscenes. This was new.
But they didn't.
No.
Yeah, that's a further teaser. Like, we will eventually address this.
Because that's the thing, though, is that they showed us this basically film, and you expect that this is going to play a big role, like they're going to come into it, and they do at the very end to tease up the future of the franchise.
Okay, got it.
So that's where I'm like, you do this to me, and then you pull me this.
Yeah.
Why?
They're trying to get you to buy more of their games, of course.
As if I wouldn't already.
And you're already done. You're too deep. You can't get out. But yeah. Okay. So what are the highlights of the game? Without spoiling, I guess, anything like plot-wise, what were the best parts of the game? Like, you mentioned the frozen world and your friend Marshmallow.
So, the best part of the game is that each world is a callback to something that happened in the previous games.
Okay.
Even
the new stuff like Frozen?
Well, yes.
Okay.
They're all, like, the gameplay and some of the the enemies
Oh.
are actual
Right.
callbacks to previous games.
Okay.
And it's really interesting and really cool how they craft the story that's going on within each world to harken back to a story that happened in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
It's as if they were because these, keep in mind, these films came out after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of these movies.
A lot of these films came out after Kingdom Hearts 2, so they kind of back-ended the Kingdom Hearts lore
Right.
into each world without it. In previous Kingdom Hearts, it was you go to the world, and it's their story, and then that's it. The film basically.
Right. It's like it's kind of like
You're
Sora has
playing the
been
film.
inserted into the plot of the film.
Yeah, and you're playing the film.
Right.
Well, the same thing happens in Kingdom Hearts 3, but there are actual lore chunks thrown throughout that harken back to Kingdom Hearts games.
Which, yeah, I was hoping that they would do something like that, and I didn't see watching a lot of you playing it,
Yes.
except for a brief moment during the Pirates world. But I was hoping that they would interpolate more of the Kingdom Hearts plot into the Disney plots. I was worried that it was going to become too compartmentalized, kind of like how you're describing how 1 and 2 were.
Yeah.
So it does a fairly good job of balancing those two.
It does. Well, it also does a fairly good part of each world is its own unique world. Where you have Frozen is your snow world.
Yeah.
Pirates is your water world, pun
Right.
intended. San Francisco Big Hero 6 is your
big open world
your
city.
open world sandbox
Yeah.
style gameplay. Monstropolis play is straightforward, but it plays with the emotions, which is a big part of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and those monsters are thrown into there and stuff like that.
I just had a thought. Sorry, when you said emotions, I was thinking how cool would it have been if they had done Inside Out World.
Oh,
Dude, what a missed opportunity.
yeah.
If they could have gone inside one of the characters' minds or something, you could do so much with that.
You could probably do way too much.
So
than that.
much with that.
Probably do too much with that.
Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, because the Monsters Inc. world was operating off strings and
Right.
happiness, that they
makes
threw in
sense,
other
yeah.
emotions into it in order to
Okay.
make that work. The costume changes are great, but I love the Keyblade transformations.
Yeah.
It makes me constantly switch want to switch through Keyblades, which is something that the previous games did. It was you get a new Keyblade, oh, it's more powerful. I'm just going to use this.
Right.
But no, each Keyblade has its own mechanics, and depending on what situation you're in and how you want to defeat them, it works well, and the switching is made easy. Magic is great in this thing. The summons are fun. You saw me summon
Yeah.
the big cat dog thing.
Yeah. Whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, the summons are fun. Getting into endgame and the actual lore. Oh, before I get there, the gummy ships
Yeah.
I enjoy. I completed all the gummy ship missions, partly because that's what I do, but also partly because they're fun. It is a free to roam until you get into a Heartless battle.
Yeah,
then
there
it
was
goes
a bit,
on a track.
There was a bit that when I was watching you do some of the gummy ship stuff, there was a bit where you were approaching a planet, and I got weird No Man's Sky vibes from the approach, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, it's good.
They incorporate a lot of things from other space games that have happened since those last games, and I thought that was neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, the gummy ships, they up the mechanic. It's not as deep as before, but they're still just as fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting into the final world and the ending lore gameplay, it rushes you head first into it, and then it doesn't stop, which is what I love.
Right.
I loved the ending. It was nonstop, big battle after big battle after big battle, and at one point I did get kind of big battle fatigue, but that's just because it seemed like it was going on forever. Because when you think it's over, no, it throws you into a new world, and you got to deal with this. It throws you to a new one, deals with that. It does harken back to a lot of lore thrown throughout the game, but it's just so much Kingdom Hearts lore in and of itself,
Yeah.
that the Disney stuff does feel like it's being thrown to the side. And I feel like they could have just done a Kingdom Hearts game without the Disney World. But that...
They did that, though, right? Haven't they done that? Some of the spin-offs don't have a whole lot of Disney stuff, right? What was that one you were playing, the 2-point... The one with the lady?
Oh, that's the World of Darkness.
That doesn't have, like, barely any Disney stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, that's part of Birth by Sleep. But
Yeah.
in that, you go through the, basically, the facades.
So that does have Disney stuff in it.
Yeah, the facades of Cinderella, of not Beauty and the Beast, of Snow White,
Okay.
and of, what's the last? Yeah, of Beauty and the Beast. No, not Beauty and the Beast, of the Maleficent, Enchanted Dominion.
Okay, so they haven't done straight up
Beauty.
a whole game without any Disney in it.
Yes, and I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, because I think if you do that, as soon as you do that, the fans are like, this isn't Kingdom Hearts.
Well, as soon as you do that, it's just Kingdom Hearts lore, which
Right.
itself, as I've said, as I briefly touched on, is a lot of movie.
Yeah.
The lore is thrown at you rather than to you, see it through, which it is.
Mhm.
But then it eventually gets to the point of, we're just going to tell you what we mean, and it's going to be like a 5-10 minute cutscene. So sit back and enjoy.
Okay, well, is there anything else you want to say about Kingdom Hearts before we wrap this up?
I'm gonna 100% it.
You're going to do it?
I have one world left to do. The hidden Mickeys are fun, but also super annoying
Well, yeah, by definition.
by definition.
Just like real life.
Also, the worlds take 3 hours, like if you watch cutscenes and everything, to complete.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time in these worlds, which is both good, but when you think of it as an overall, like, I'm supposed to get to the finale to fight this big battle, like a huge detour at the same time.
Got it.
But at least each world is fun enough to where I really don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
I've gone back through each world now twice, 3 times at points, to collect and do everything. And each time I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I enjoyed this world. The stories, not so much, because I've seen the movies, I've seen the films. But just being in each world and having each basically different mechanic throughout each world keeps it fun and interesting to come back into.
Okay. Cool.
So yes, to sum up your overall question, I am enjoying it. It does meet my standards.
Okay.
And, yep, up
14
for Game
years
of the
are
Year.
a heavy load to have
Up for Game of the
on
Year.
a game. All right.
13, but yes.
You know what I mean. All right. Okay. Well, that does it then. That's it for video games. That's it.
I know you say 14 because it came out in 2005 in Japan,
Yeah.
but
that's fine.
2006 in America. So
Fair enough. That's it for the Media Boat Podcast this week.
All right, you want to plug away?
Yeah, let's plug away.
All right.
That'll be it for this week, but we'll be back next week. The next Wednesday, I look forward to another edition of the Media Boat Podcast where we'll talk about even more stuff. You can find us live on youtube.com. Just search Media Boat Podcast there and you'll find our page. Like and subscribe, please. It helps. You can also find the audio version of our podcast on Apple Podcasts or similar RSS feed-driven podcast machines. Just pop our name in there and you'll find us.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter at MediaBoatCast. We're on Facebook. Just search MediaBoat Podcast. Find our page. We're on Patreon.com if you want to help us out with money. That's Patreon.com/MediaBoat. Even as little as $1 a month can help us make content better and more of it. So check that out. And then you can catch us playing video games. So I'm sure you'll be playing more Kingdom Hearts on Twitch.tv/MediaBoat.
Yep.
You can find us playing all sorts of games, including that. So yeah, that'll be it for this week. We will see you guys next time.
Yep, thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
Next
We'll
time,
get-
I guess we'll have our Grammy wrap up and all sorts of other stuff.
Well, we'll be seeing the Lego movie.
And yeah, well, hopefully we'll see the Lego movie.
All right, thank you for tuning
Bye-bye.
in. Bye. No chat for me. How about you?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing says.
Yeah.
That says
Already covered it.
the musicals. All right, we're done. We're out of here. Tune us back next Wednesday. Hopefully, at a steadier schedule.
Yeah,
All right.
hopefully. We'll
Bye.
figure it out. Goodbye.